It was such a nice day out today that, in this what I've been waiting for, I decided not to record in my room. It sounds shocking, I know, considering what this vlog's going to be about. And this is Ohio. In Ohio, this winter has been absolutely dreaded and miserable. It's been snow, it's been rain, it's been okay, not volcanoes, but I would have broken the monotony. So, yeah, today, it's spring, it's the day after Easter, and it's nice, so I was like, hell with it, just record out here. I know I've been bad with the Let's Plays. There's actually a couple of reasons I haven't updated Lone Survivor. And big one is I've been busy. Work hours are starting to pick up, then they drop, then they pick up, then they drop. Nature of the beast. But I've also been working on the webcomic. I've been working on several other things that I don't want to mention right now. But on top of that, Gemma and I have been busy planning our anniversary, which is next Monday. Which means we've been going out a lot, trying places, trying to find a place for our anniversary dinner. God, this chair is weird, and this bench is weird. Anyway. And it's eaten up a lot of time to do the Let's Plays, and I've also been thinking about starting a different game as a Let's Play. I do want to go back and do Outlast, but I'm waiting for Whistleblower to come out next month, and fingers crossed that's going to be good too. The other thing is, Lone Survivor is kind of boring. I realize that watching the videos before I put them up, yeah, it's a lot of me reading the text, and I don't have the voice to just consistently keep reading text to you guys. I mean, I'm not Markiplier. I don't have the deep booming radio voice at all. And I have to admit, I'm kind of envious. And I realize how tedious that would be with Lone Survivor. I mean, it's one thing with Outlast when you have, like, the notes interspersed. But it's not, but there's voiceover. Whereas Lone Survivor, there's no voiceovers at all. And I'm doing these different voices, and I'm like, okay, I am not a voice actor. Now, it's a drama, but I'm not a voice actor. So probably, if you guys really want me to continue Lone Survivor, I might, but it's not on my to-do list right now. Right now, what's on my to-do list is, once Whistleblower comes out, I'm going to redo all of Outlast, starting with Whistleblower. I may be doing a Let's Play of Wolfenstein when it comes out. And if all goes well, I'll be doing a Let's Play of Watch Dogs. That's if all goes well. And I'm hoping it all goes well. Now, I want to do 2 reviews. One's going to be really quick. The other one's going to be a bit longer. And generally, when I have a review that's a bit longer, like Beyond Two Souls, 2-hour rant, generally, it's a game I don't like. There's exceptions to the rules. You'll see that today, hopefully. But, first review is going to be Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I don't want to focus on this too much. Just going to say this. I like the first movie more. I'm in the very, very, very small minority in that. But I like the first movie more because of its individual style. The big complaint I have with The Winter Soldier is there wasn't really a lot of character development for Bucky. All we got, or all it felt like we got from him is, hey, you know Bucky from the first movie? Now he's bad because the KGB found him, turned him evil, and he's working for Hydra. The end. So, well, the end of the movie, you'd have to, or if you didn't watch the first one, would feel pretty hollow. Because you get a few sequences of Cap and Bucky as friends, but they're not the strongest sequences that they could have had. But the overarching, that was another thing, for a movie called The Winter Soldier, he was only in it for about maybe 10 minutes of a 2-hour movie. Everything else was focused on the conspiracy theory, which was pretty true to our times. It was a pretty topical storyline, but it was well written too. So definitely see it. It is a good movie, just I think there's a few things they could have done better with it. That's true of any other movie. So, I mean, I have to mention the previews. Oh god. For example, Days of the Future Past. Let's replace Kitty Pryde with Wolverine. No. How about Bryan Singer keeps his dog urine staining out of my X-Men for a change? He already fucked up First Class, he already fucked up the first X-Men movies, and that's a different rant altogether. Fantastic Four, the original two, well, not the original two, but the Michael Chiklis, Ian Gruffer, Jessica Alba, what the hell were they thinking with the casting? It just shows you how bad some of these superhero movies can be. Which brings me to Guardians of the Galaxy. I hear a lot of people telling me, oh, this is going to be great. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy isn't supposed to be funny. That's supposed to really be tongue-in-cheek, from what I understand. What they did is the same thing DC did with Green Lantern. They took what they consider a D-list hero, or in this case, group of heroes, and turned it into a joke. The problem with Guardians of the Galaxy is they did what the Green Lantern movie did wrong and multiplied it by 10. So you have a main character who's very sarcastic, flips people off, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, it has a mind of its own. You have Zoe Saldana naked, just to have her naked. Only thing I'd really see it for is Groot and Rocket Raccoon. And even then, Rocket Raccoon's voice is completely wrong. He's supposed to have an English accent. No, let's get Bradley Cooper. Okay. I'm sorry. I went off on a rant. I told myself on the way here I wasn't going to rant. And I started going off on a rant. So let's go on a topic that's a bit more cheerful. No, not Transcendence. I haven't even seen that movie. Huh. So let's go on to the second review. Let's skip ahead here because I don't want people to... Really? Wait for the guy in the construction vehicle to go by. Watch him turn around. Yeah, let's talk about Infamous Second Son. A lot of people who've seen my reviews and see me in person, they're like, okay, you didn't like The Last of Us. Really? I come here to record because it's quiet, and I'm interrupted by two vehicles. I don't know how my voice is projecting on the camera, much less the vehicles, that's why. When they go by, I get quiet. But, yeah, they're like, you didn't like The Last of Us, you didn't like Beyond Two Souls, you didn't like Uncharted 3, is there anything Sony does that you like? Like, yeah, the first two Uncharted games, Ratchet and Clank. Never been a big fan of Sly Cooper, personally, and that's because I don't like stealth games, and I thought the character of Sly Cooper was really... It just rubbed me the wrong way. Heavy Rain. Yeah, there's a lot of Sony-only games that I like. Resistance is my favorite FPS series on the PS3. But my favorite series overall on the PS3 has been Infamous. There are issues with it. I think Infamous 2 had issues with the bosses. You had a pin-size weak point. That was the only thing that could take damage. but the story was vastly superior to the first one, whereas the first one had some of the best game mechanics of those two games. And then Festival of Blood was just, it was tongue-in-cheek fun. But I wasn't at first excited for Second Son because Delson Rowe kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It just kind of reminded me of Dante from DMC, and if you haven't seen my DMC review, suffice it to say I wanted to kick the creator, or the CEOs of Ninja Theory and the collective Nards. But the more I saw Second Son, like the neon powers were just strikingly beautiful. The smoke abilities, I was like, okay, awesome particle effects. I want to check this out. And it's literally my first full-price big purchase on the PS4. Most of the games I've been playing on it, I've gotten for free, like Resogun, Mercenary Kings, Outlast, got free on PS Plus. So it felt good to have this $60 game that I paid for with my hard-earned cash. Okay, actually I sold a lot of stuff, but still, my hard-earned cash! So I'm gonna go over the bad first. And the bad can be summed up in one very, very sad, disappointing aspect of the game that came out and is coming out still every Friday. Paper Trail. I liked Paper Trail when it first started. I love alternate reality games, like Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails had one with Year Zero. There's Missing, oh God, what's the full title on that? Missing Since January and Evidence the Last Ritual. If you haven't played those, you might want an older computer, or at least Shockwave. Amazing games, absolutely frightening games. Missing and Evidence are about a serial killer that sends the FBI a game, and the FBI starts sending out the game to people so they can help the FBI solve the case and catch him before he strikes again. And I want to check the time on that. Okay. Yeah, this might be at least a two-parter. Sorry about that. But the aesthetics of it are really, really creepy. Now, Paper Trail kind of does something similar, where it's an alternate reality game based in the game. So you need a computer with an internet connection, as well as your PS4 running with an internet connection. So you go to the PS4, do the mission, upload the evidence through the internet onto the Paper Trail website, solve the puzzles on the Paper Trail website, and they'll upload that to the internet so you can continue the main game, or the next mission. And it started off as a really clever concept. And then it got really, really, really bad. Now, the second to last update that they had recently, they're not done with it yet. This Friday will be the last part. It started going downhill because they give you a shredded piece of paper that you have to put everything, or you have to put the pieces in the right place to reassemble a card that has a identification number and a website on it. There are so many pieces in it, and they're so small that it'll take you a few hours if you really want to finish the whole thing. Okay, actually an hour if you're good, or about half an hour to an hour if you're good at it. I decided not to reassemble the whole damn thing and just reassemble the handwritten part just to get the password and the number in the website. And it was just really tedious. Then last week's hit. You had a lock combination that randomizes every 8 turns on the first try, and if you don't get it on the first 8 turns, it will randomize the password, and you have to guess everything over again. And they're all abstract symbols, and a lot of them look very similar. But every time time it resets the password, it decreases a number from the tries you have. So first it's 8, then 7, 6, 5, 4. And anytime you get close to getting the password right, it resets. So you have to pretty much get the password right on the 4th turn. I was stuck on that puzzle for about 20 minutes. The next puzzle, you're on this DOS prompt. Let me check the time again. Sorry, I'm anal about this. You're in this DOS prompt, and you have to search through files on this computer. So people who've been raised with Windows 98 XP probably not going to understand what I'm talking about. People about my age who were raised in the 80s to 90s, they will. That or anyone who's used DOSBox. So you have to type in CD or LS to list all the directories, then pick a directory, type in CD, the directory, and then do LS. You have to do this a few times. Now it took me 20 minutes to do. 20 minutes and 10 files later. And there are literally hundreds of files to go through. Now, unless they all dead end to the file you need, one, it's a tedious chore to do it. You're playing a game to have fun. And this just feels like, oh, come on, why do I have to do this much work for this little payoff? But it takes away from the game. It breaks the flow of the game entirely. Because you're stuck in this whole, okay, play the game, go on the internet, play the game, play on the internet. And then you get to this part, it's like, okay, I can't play the game until I solve this puzzle. And you're stuck on it for 20 minutes to an hour, maybe longer, trying to find a fucking file. They thought that was a good idea? It feels really tedious to me. And that's not even going into the fact that every chapter begins with you chasing the person, then solving crimes, and chasing the person again. Every single week. Break the monotony. Have a boss battle in there. Have, or, you know, have a chase. They do have a chase at one point, but instead of having to upload all these files to the internet, get the stuff and then take you to the next mission, so it's not game, internet, game, internet. Have it like mixed up, game, game, internet, internet, game, game. Something like that, so it's not the same thing every week. I gotta give it to them. It's a good try. Paper Trail is a good innovation on games, and they should do more of it, but they should do it better. So I appreciate it for what it is. Just stop doing the same thing every week, because it just feels the same, literally. Alright, I'm going to pause right here, and I'll continue with the game proper in the next video.